welcome back everybody to the Integrative Marketing webinar today. It's good to be with you as always. My name is Ryan. I'm the president of Strategic Social Partners. And do we have a special treat for you? Rockstar influencer social media extraordinaire, Lacey is with us today. And Lacey, we go back a little bit, right?
We sure do, a few years.
So quite honestly, Lacey's been learning social media for quite some time, and she was brave enough and bold enough to take one of my courses 4 years ago, Lace?
I believe so, yeah.
And I probably didn't teach her very much that she didn't know at that time, but now she studied and educated herself continuously to learn the best tips, strategies, and tactics for organic Storytel play, for Facebook Live, and has a killer Facebook Live tribe of people that consistently engage with her. And today we've got a special, really a special approach. We haven't really gone off road. Typically we talk a lot about Facebook advertising, what is, how it works. We have spoken, however, about in our video views campaign strategy. We did talk a lot about Facebook Live, and we may have mentioned the Facebook Creator app, but I don't think we really talked about that. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about the Facebook Creator app. We are also going to talk about how in the world do you put together a video to leverage inside of Creator. We're going to talk about why in the world you should consider doing sequences in your Facebook Live strategy. And we're going to talk about a lot of really cool things that I probably don't even know about yet that Lacey has learned. So hold on tight, my friends. Lacey, why don't you give a little bit more backstory on where you come from and a little more context to our audience so they can follow you and figure out what the heck you're doing in your world.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so thank you. I love Facebook. And it took me a long time to really open up and accept how much I love Facebook, because when I started loving Facebook and studying it and understanding it, I had a lot of people make fun of me for it.
Don't we all go through that?
I bet you experienced that too, didn't you, Ryan?
Oh, yeah.
So when Facebook Live, I actually started doing videos before Facebook Live even came out. I jumped over to, oh my gosh, now I just forgot. What was the platform that came out for just a short amount of time that was all videos, that were live?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
What was that
Oh,
called?
I just deleted the app a few weeks ago, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Didn't it start with a P?
I think so.
I keep trying to think Pandora, but it wasn't Pandora. It was
Pandora. Oh my heck. Anyway, it was some like live video app that you just jumped on and you did live video and everybody would jump on and watch it, right? Okay. Well, I started doing that and really enjoyed it. And what I actually started doing that for was because it kind of worked as like my therapy for some personal things that I was going through. And I was just really real and authentic. And so then from there, what I did, as soon as Facebook Live came out, I was super stoked and I jumped right over to Facebook Live. And it was fun because my following just followed me over there. But yeah, so
Periscope.
That's it.
Periscope. I don't know how in the world we forgot that. That was like one of the most powerful live streaming video concepts for a long time. And then Facebook kind of took over. But yeah, Periscope, it's still out there. That's weird. I thought it was dead.
It is still out there. And one of my favorite features of Periscope was where you could pull up the map, right?
Yeah.
And see everybody who was going live.
Yeah.
And I love that Facebook has that option now too.
Yeah.
Like, it's super fun and exciting. I love that they're integrating all of these new things. So anyway, so yeah, I don't know. I've always been one of those people who, ever since the time I was 3, I've loved to be the center of attention. I would dance up and down the aisles of the grocery store and demand that everybody stop their shopping and watch me dance in the freezer food aisle.
At least you own it, right? At least you own it.
I'm proud to own it, okay?
That's awesome. All right, so Lace, let's dive right in and teach us. Teach us. Tell us about this Facebook Creator app and why in the world would anybody even download that, or how is it used from a business perspective?
Okay, I love this question because I actually run into this question quite often because one, it's not well known yet. And so now is the time to get on it and be utilizing it right now. So it's because it's not super well known. Your reach goes out to a lot more people when you use the Creator app. Facebook favors people who use the tools as they put them out. So the best way that I can advise you to use Creator app or to do Creator Live is to, okay, just bear with me because I kind of get a little overzealous sometimes. But as a business, schedule out even like one day a week where you're going to go live, and you're gonna go live about whatever's on your content calendar. So you're gonna go live that one day a week. Facebook loves when you pre-schedule it on your business page. You can go in and pre-schedule to go live. So therefore all of your followers will see it, and Facebook likes it, so it makes sure it gets out even more to your followers.
So let me ask you a quick question there. When you're scheduling it live, do you actually create an event on your business page, or do you just notify your followers you're going to be going live?
So there's an actual place that you can, I believe, now I've got to check my phone, but I believe you can just go to your Facebook page and you can click the the live button, and then you can just schedule it. So it schedules it straight from
the Creator app.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, sorry. I just got a brand new phone and I haven't logged into everything yet. So you're going to have to bear with me for a second.
As we speak, we're going live inside of the Journey of the Entrepreneur Facebook group. So.
Oh, yay. That's perfect. Okay. So yes, so scheduling your lives is like, this is one of my biggest takeaways. I just went to a digital seminar, and that was one of my biggest takeaways that I actually took, was to just make sure you schedule your live videos inside your pages. And I believe you can do that with the Creator app. Again, I haven't logged in yet. So if you can't do it that way, then yeah, I think you can just do a scheduled event. But it just notifies your viewers like, okay, hey, you're going to be going live, like this is going to happen. So kind of clear your schedule and tune in. So with Creator, it makes it even more, okay, whatever, I'm throwing proper English out the window, but it makes it more funner, right? to have your viewers scheduled to be watching you, and then all of a sudden maybe they forget, or they're getting busy doing something, and they're standing in line at the grocery store or whatever, they're swiping through on their phone. All of a sudden they see your intro video. Okay, your intro video is like the prep, the announcement. Hey, Ryan Harris is about to go live, so put everything away, sit down, and pay attention.
Sweet.
Okay,
so wait a minute. Intro video, what the heck are you talking about? Like, you can actually create an introduction now to your live video streaming?
You can, yes. And that is what we're going to talk even more about today. It's so incredibly awesome. So the intro video is exactly that. It's a small video, and I personally have found that around 30 to 50 seconds is about right. You can go all the way up to, I believe, 90 seconds, but a lot of times I got feedback from viewers that was too long. So right around the 30-second mark, 30, 50 seconds was great. And all that it is, it can be a series of video of you. It can be, just images that you construct and put together as a slideshow. It can be any of your business logos, or anything like that, how your business works. It's a great introduction to your business. And I've actually noticed a few businesses doing it where they just have a really fun, shot of their brick and mortar building, like you're the actual person walking up to it. They're holding their phone camera and they're walking up to it, and that's like their intro video. So it looks really cool.
That's cool. So they can put together an intro, and then what you're saying is inside of the actual, and listen, I haven't even done this yet. Like, I know you've told me like 5,000 times to do this, And I still am like, okay, I need to put together the intro section. So you're saying 30 to 50 seconds on the intro video itself. And how do we, if I go out and take my Osmo or take my camera and shoot some video on the front end, how do I edit that? Is there an editing software out there that works, or what does that look like?
Okay, so the editing is probably the trickiest part, okay? This seems to be the part where people get hung up the most. Now, the reason that I like, and I would advise you, especially starting out, to do your intro video, something like actual footage where you're holding your smartphone and walking into your business, or, you know, holding it out and doing a little video this way. Here's 2 reasons why. One, you're going to get the dimensions right because the camera automatically does it. Because to try and convert the dimensions, it gets a little wonky sometimes. So it's really good if you can just video it straight from your device. And when you do it from your device, make sure it's portrait, because it does not do landscape in Creator. This is the key. It must be portrait, okay? And there are a couple apps that you can use because what is great is to be able to add some music to it so that you're not getting all the background noise, right? But with Facebook, you have to be cautious of what music you use.
Unlicensed, right?
Yes, unlicensed. So there are a couple of apps that you can get. I know Quik is a really good one that I use often. There's Flipagram. Well, Flipagram's not good for the intro. Filmmaker Pro and Quik are good for that. I use my iMovie on my iMac. I use that just to add the music in, okay? Now, to find music that's good, that's licensed, that is great to use on Facebook, just type in Google music that's allowed on Facebook. And Facebook has a whole library that is available for all of us creative people to use. You can just download it straight to your device, upload it to the video you want. Yep. You're not going to be penalized. It's all there for your use.
Sweet. Okay. So you have the intro video, which is the most powerful thing about the Creator app, right? Because you can just go live on your business page in the regular the Pages app or the Facebook app, however you're managing your page currently. But if you really want to create success and capture people's attention, something that's compelling, the front end always works. I mean, think about it. Like, we have lived in an environment when it comes to television that there's always a quote unquote little intro video. There's characters. There's a lot of times they'll run the first 2 or 3 minutes of the episode and then they're like, oh, here it is. And then stop. Here's the intro and come back in. So can you, I guess the question is, Liz, can you splice that in wherever you want to add it, or does it have to be right in the beginning?
It has to be right in the beginning.
Okay.
So, and a reason why it's great to have it right in the beginning is because I use that 30 seconds of time to invite viewers to join me. Okay. So it will pop up, there's a thing on the bottom of your phone that it will just pop up and you can just start inviting people. So I kind of use it as a game. And I'm like, okay, I have 30 seconds, ready, go. How many people can I invite?
Sure. No, that's awesome. That's really cool. Okay, so we have this intro and then we go live. What in the world do we even talk about? I mean, that's one of the questions I get more often than not is, what do I even talk about when it comes to going live, or how in the world do I even do that? Do you have any sort of recommendations or direction that you could lend to our followers or those people that are jumping in here on the Integrated Marketing webinar that could be beneficial for them?
About what to talk about?
Yeah, if there's any, I mean, not necessarily what to talk about, but the structure, right? How you structure the content so that it flows well, and things that you've seen that have given you the best amount of engagements with your audience.
So honestly, every single time, the ones that I get the best, sorry, my kindergartners just got home.
Hey, bring him in, say hi. Just kidding.
So the ones that get the most engagement is just, Creed, you guys go back to your room, please, for just a minute. Sorry. It's just being totally, see, authentic, real.
Authentic, real, exactly.
Things like this, people love. They love when I mess up and I drop my phone, and not saying you should do that because they're expensive. But love when you're being authentic and real, and you get on and you share. You know, maybe it's something simple, like something that happened in your business. Maybe it's funny. You know, I had somebody the other day that they were doing a Facebook Live because a bird flew into their office.
Oh man.
Okay.
Did they catch the bird live?
They did.
Oh man.
They couldn't get the bird out of the office, right? Because it's getting warmer. So they opened the doors and this bird flew into the office. And so then they went live. They're like, we have a bird stuck in our office. What do we do?
Well, and I think that's the point, right? And here's the thing that I think we both battle with when we're talking with business owners. A lot of times they think that they have to have this certain persona of professionalism in their live content. And I say that's BS. I say you got to pull back the layers of the onion, show people who you really are, because if you do that, then they're going to want to connect with you and do business with you because they know, like, and trust you.
Exactly. Well, and the thing is like, it just speeds up. It doesn't feel like it at the moment, but really it just speeds up the buying process.
Yes.
Because they get to know you and they're like, okay, they are a real human. You know, they struggle with this, or they laugh at this, or, you know, this happens to them. Hey, I can connect with them. So then by the time I go to your website, I sign up for your webinar, I walk into your building, I already feel like you're my best friend and I'm like giving you my money.
Yeah. I know we had this experience when we went to lunch. We met with a client, and when we went after that, we were both sitting there just having a conversation. And you had a person come up and like, hey, Lacey, I followed you for years. And you had this experience going international. Like, hey, I've watched you and followed you for years. And I think, again, it's the attraction context behind the authenticity that's associated with it. So let me ask another follow-up question that's connected with that. Because one thing that I think most people, what's up, crew?
Can you say hi?
Hi.
And I will love to hear it.
One thing that I think we hear most often, or the question that comes into the minds of a vast majority of our clients is, well, how often should I go live? Like, what's too much? What would you share to answer that question?
I hate this answer, but it's the truth. It depends on your following. Mm-hmm. It depends on your following. So I have some people that I follow and I work with, and they go live like every other week. There's other people that I follow or I work with, and they go live like every other day. It really depends. It depends on your following. It depends on your industry. It depends on what you have built out for your content calendar, what you have going on. You know, do you have a big event? Are you doing a grand opening? Are you doing a rebranding? Are you, pushing a big webinar that you have prepared? Is it corn maze season? Like, what is going on? So I'm sorry, I hate that answer, but it's well, no,
but so the follow-up question would be like, well, what if I don't have a followership and I'm just beginning the process of jumping into Creator and going live? Mm-hmm. What should I do? I mean, I understand that it's based on the followership, but if my followers, what if I don't have any followers? How do I begin creating followers and building my level of authority in the space? What does that look like? What would you say?
Yeah, so that's perfect. That's actually one of my favorite places to work. Yep. Is build and gain that followership. Yeah. And I'm not going to lie, it is a lot. It's a lot of work right on the front end. It is a ton of work. Yeah. So I'm going to let you in on one of my little secrets here. I actually hire people to come in and do that part for me. It's the little things. It's like sending birthday messages. It's replying to every comment that is made on your feed. Yeah. It's going back through your feed. So maybe you did a video in February and somebody's commented on it and you haven't responded to it. You better be going back and commenting on it. Yeah. But the cool thing about that is when you do that, it reactivates it. Mm-hmm. So it reactivates. So as like I did a video in February and I just noticed the other day that somebody had commented on it and I'm like, uh-oh, I haven't replied. So I went in and replied, and my views went from like 2,000 to almost 4,000 just in a couple of days because it's reactivated everything. And so that's one of the things that I really like to tell people and encourage people to do is to add that into their. So I have like a social schedule, right? I have my daily activities that I get up and do, and then I have more like my weekly activities. And so with my weekly activities, that's one of them, is to go in and make sure all of my comments are being replied to and to reactivate some of my older posts and my older videos.
Right. Yeah, no, that's pretty incredible. I totally get that. Looks like we're getting some feedback here. I know we just had Adam jump on. Adam, if you'll mute yourself. There we go. Okay, yeah. So it takes time, right? It's hard. It takes time. It takes work. It takes energy. It takes all of the above.
It does. Yes.
So if you were, I'm going to kick him out because we're getting too much feedback.
Okay.
It's just one of those things that makes it really, really complex to put the time, effort, and energy. But let me ask you this question: how long have you been doing it, and what's been the results so far?
Okay, so I started with Facebook Creator right when it came out. Okay, so it was like maybe 2 or 3 days after it came out, I started. And the result actually has been really, really good, really beneficial. I do not use Creator every time I go live.
Mm-hmm. Tell me why.
Because I see Creator being more for like that weekly show. It's a little bit more structured. It's a little bit more prepared for. It's not like I'm going to jump on through Creator to do the funny video. I mean, you can, but to do the funny video or the spur of the moment thing. To me, Creator is like, okay, we're all going to sit down, and this sounds really old, and I don't know why. This is the only TV show I can think of right now, but we're going to sit down and watch The Brady Bunch.
Wow, you're aging yourself. You just totally aged yourself.
I obviously have not watched TV for a really long time, right?
Right.
But it's that same type of feeling. You want it to be that same type of feeling. And one more thing that I really want to throw out and pinpoint with this Creator app that is crucial, that has probably gotten me more followers than just about anything else I have done, because people aren't seeing it constantly, is when you're live in the Creator app, you can put your logo up in the corner. Or you can put it anywhere. I prefer it up in the left-hand corner because the comments will scroll up. So you can put your logo there. Now, the thing that is freaking amazing is while you have that, sorry about the noise, but while you have that there and you're going live and you have your little crest or your logo there, as people are scrolling through their Facebook, all of a sudden they're going to stop because they're going to be like, what is that? They're live. It looks different. I've never seen that before. Yeah. And so they stop their scroll, which is the whole point of going live.
Right. Yeah, no, that's great. That's great insight. I like that. And I think I really agree with you, because Creator definitely is changing and evolving. And I've read specifically the power of Creator, but I think you're right. I think it is more specifically for the episodial type content versus just the random catch me if you can type content. So, well, that's great. No, and I know we're running out of time here, Lacey. I know these people that are on here watching this webinar today that will follow and watch on the replay webinar will want to connect with you. So what's the best way for them to connect and kind of begin following your journey and understanding what you're doing?
Facebook.
Facebook.
Lacey Marie. Facebook.
Okay, so Facebook. And no, that's great. And I know you have a simple guide set up so people can kind of get a better understanding of how to create the app. Plus, you have an offering, right? That if people are just totally lost at what they're doing, they can reach out to you as well, right? So tell me, where can they connect with that information? What's your website and how do they find you?
Okay, so actually what I'll do is I want to get you the video. I have a couple video tutorials so that you can either the video itself or the link directly in your Facebook or a blog post or something like that. Okay.
Yeah, we'll place it in the blog post yeah. We'll place it in the blog post. See, this is what it is. What you see is what you get. I love it. And we're not going to edit this at all, by the way. Unscripted. We're rolling. Yeah, I mean, so we'll take that. If you'll just send me the links after this presentation, we'll make sure they're in the blog post and also in the show notes.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. Because I do have quite a few tutorial videos that walk you through it step by step, because Ask Ryan, I spent like 4 days trying to figure it out. So
yeah, and there's not a lot of information out there, quite honestly, still, right? So Lacey would be the go-to with these things. So connect with her on Facebook, and then also come back to our next episode of the Journey of the Entrepreneur podcast, where we'll talk about some results of what live video content looks like and show you on the back end of things that we're doing from a live perspective with our clients. And I'm going to try to get my video content up. I'm going to try. There's no try. Do or don't. Just try. Don't try, right? There's no try.
That's right.
I will get some information and get my own creator video, front-end video created as well, probably in the next 2 weeks. That's some crazy travel plans, things like that. So, Lacey,
write it down, set a deadline.
Yeah. Thank you, Lacey, so much. Any last words for our audience today?
Go live. I'm telling you that it works.
It does. I mean, we've talked about this before, Lacey. You know, in the past, we've had a good solid 70 to 80 to 90% of our business that's been driven through Facebook Live content. So don't hesitate. Do it. Do it now. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go do a live right after this and tell people what we just talked about.
That's perfect.
All right, everybody. Thanks for jumping on again to the Journey of the Entrepreneur podcast today with our special guest Lacey Marie and Be Social. And yeah, until our next episode. Bye for now.